2 of today's streams. As the title, the title sort of suggests, I have a lot less time than I initially anticipated. Oh god, it's going into the intro. I have a lot less time than I initially anticipated, mostly because the Fortnite stream went on for so long. Mostly just playing 7-Eleven Tycoon. So I'm pretty much going to play. I have a coffee in front of me and I need to catch up on my water. I'm going to play for as long as whatever it does for me to get to that point. We're not going to watch videos or do any of that. But I just get a good stream. And I felt like that Fortnite stream was pretty fun. Oh, also, by the way, the Armchair Detective for a couple of weeks ago should be dropping at 2 p.m. I actually just finished at 10 p.m. And now it's ready and live, or well, it's ready to be live. So you'll have that one to look forward to. And there's a couple more things actually that I have to drop. I have something for the blog for jacob-robinson.com or stukery.com that I have to finish as well. So I look forward to that. But for now, we're just doing some more botany leveling. A chill classic stream. I'm actually level 82. Holy shit, I thought I was at 83. That's why the streams is 85 or 84. Well, I'm gonna hope that I have enough. I got some carrots here. I was gonna keep buying some carrots. I hope my ever carrots sold. I've figured out the secret that if you just want your shit to sell, just sell it way below market. Like if the lowest person is selling it at like 420, just sell it 400. Don't even bother with that shit. That's a lesson that I've learned. So, I guess while I'm doing all this, I can kind of explain. Is this sound off? Did I turn the sound off again? Or is it just, oh no, the sound is off. Oops. Okay. Apply. So, plans for this week, just generally speaking. I don't want to spoil too much, because of course I gotta talk about Monday morning coffee as well. So we're gonna have Monday morning coffee. This is just the plans as I see it. Monday morning coffee, we're going to do on Monday, we're probably going to do Monday morning coffee, and then we'll do another block. So we'll probably do a shorter Monday morning coffee, and instead we'll do a second block of probably Resident Evil 2. And that'll be our last Resident Evil 2 stream, because we'll just play until we get to Mr. X. On Tuesday, we will start Ready or Not, and then we'll probably do the last Phantom Pain stream. And then from there, let me see here. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't know if we'll do a stream on Saturday. But Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we'll do we'll be kind of alternating between Ready or Not on one block and Final Fantasy VII Remake on another block, and that'll get us hopefully most of the way through the games that we have on the block for that day. And then for the week afterwards, it'll all be about starting new games. So of course we'll still have stuff like Flash games, we'll still have stuff like Flash games, we'll still have Roblox Classic Maps, and we'll still, at that point, probably still have Final Fantasy VII Remake. But then we'll do a couple more one-offs, a couple more, if there's a game that's a good series, we'll try that. Like I said, there's so many games that I still want to play on this channel. So many. And a lot of times it's like, what's the easiest to stream? Other times it's just like, I want to play this, but then I get in the mood for that, and then I get in the mood before I even get a chance to stream the game that I'm in the mood for, I get in the mood for another game. Stuff like that. So, we'll see what happens. But that's the plan for all that sort of stuff going into next week. Other than that, it's going to be a pretty straightforward week, I think. I am also planning, because I know I do check metrics. I do see that the past couple of Half-Life Alyx videos really blew up. Also, funny story. I'll try talking about this on Monday Morning Coffee as well. But a funny story about the Archive channel. So you guys may remember there was that time where I tried parroting those stupid video game TikTokers who go like, oh, game developers know our gamer instinct just all too well. And they have stupid titles like that, and you even watch the video and it's like fucking nothing. It's just like basic game design. I parodied those titles with a couple of the early Half-Life Alyx shorts, and they got no views on here. And I think it's because I added at the very end, just so that people knew that it was a joke, I added a dot 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 heh heh to the end of it. Well, when they got re-uploaded to the Asukari archive channel, I cut out the heh heh, and I'm noticing that all of them now have like 1,000 to 2,000 views on a channel with 4 subscribers. So clearly that is a very good tactic. I don't know what the like to dislike ratio is. I can't imagine it's very good. Because those videos are just me fooling around in Half-Life Alyx, unless people think those videos are funny, but it doesn't have anything to do with the title. But it was really funny that those videos were so successful once I got rid of the heh heh on the side of it. So they've been blowing up on the Asukari archive, and they've been blowing up here. So I'm thinking I might start doing more shorts, and shorts are pretty easy to do. The worst thing about shorts is that when they do the transcript for Capwing, the transcript is usually like way off 90% of the time, and I do have to manually put in like the transcript for those videos. And even then, sometimes I get lazy. I'm like, ah, who fucking cares? And it won't be exactly accurate to what happens. I'm going to try and do a couple more of those, maybe going back to 3 a week, because right now we're still at 2 a week, and there's a big backlog on those as well. There's a big backlog on just playing YouTube videos also. Speaking of the YouTube video, because I was behind, I missed the last week, which, you know, it does happen, but I'm thinking on the weeks where it's like I know I'm gonna miss something. I was thinking of doing like more wider, more general compilations. So you know how I'm still in this idea from Oni Plays, because I've been watching a lot of Oni Plays recently. How they do the series videos, pretty similar to how I do it, but then they also have compilations of like the full series of when we did this game, or every time someone does something. And those are pretty easy to edit because they're already pretty much edited from the videos. And it's just a matter of like putting them all together and then compiling them. So I figure on weeks where it's like, oh god, I'm still editing the newest video, I could probably just shit out a couple of those, honestly, if I have them off the top of my head. Because the hard part's always the videos, because the videos are like, we're taking like 5-6 hours of footage for a game and compiling it into 15 minutes. Which is not hard to find 15 minutes of content, worth of content, are that few of content, because the streams, I guess, aren't really that interesting for most of them. Or not really relevant to like a video. So, finding this stuff's not hard, it's just a matter of combing through 6 hours worth of content, right? And a lot of the times for these, I'm like, okay, I just got to a point, I think this is the last funny thing I remember happening on that stream. Let's just end it here, let's just cut the video and end it there, even though there's like 2 hours worth of footage left. Sometimes I do that as well. It just makes it easier. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I feel like those compilations would be pretty good, because I do know people sometimes like the longer videos as well. I know I like longer videos, especially if I'm just like watching something in the background. So I might try to start combining stuff whenever I don't have a new video for that week. Because the next video, now that Half-Life 2 is out, sorry, not Half-Life 2, now that Hitman 2 is out, the next video is going to be the second Roblox Classic Maps, and I think after that's going to be Phantom Pain. Or it might be Hitman 3, I'm not sure. But I can just start combining like, oh, best of BeamNG or best of, you know, Hitman, stuff like that. I can probably start doing in the in-between if I don't have a video ready for this week. But I'm gonna hope to have Roblox Classic, because Roblox Classic Maps, the second part of that was only, I think, 2 streams, or maybe even like 1 stream. So that should theoretically be pretty easy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I also do. I somewhat. So for the most part, I just stream whatever games are interesting to me. Right. I'm not gonna. Fortnite, haha, very funny. But I just wanted to see what Fortnite was about. That being said, I do see what games get the most views. Hitman was way up there, and Hitman was great because I actually enjoy playing Hitman, so I have no problem with just playing more Hitman in the future. The Resident Evil 2 ones are pretty popular, which, I mean, I like Resident Evil 2, but the game's just probably going to be way too long for me to finish on stream. And, also too many puzzles for me to finish on stream. And, Final Fantasy VII Remake gets 0 views, but I want to play it on stream, and I will probably end up playing the whole thing. So it all kind of just balances out together. It's like, okay, the games I really want to focus on are the ones that I really want to play, but then also get a lot of views. That's kind of the rules here of what the whole gimmick is, I would say. Got a lot of mosquitoes. I've had to close all the windows, so all I get is like artificial air in here now, because the mosquitoes, those damn mosquitoes keep coming. It's mosquito season. I haven't left the apartment in a while because I wanted to go. This is gonna sound very sad, and you know what? This isn't 100% true what I'm going to say because I probably still will go outside today. But I really want to go out. I had planned to go outside today and do like a longer walk because I try and get those in sometimes because most of my job with JBR and the riding, I don't have to go outside too much. So I kind of have to like pressure myself into going outside. And I was going to go outside today. I was going to actually go kind of out of the way to check out some stuff. But then I also wanted to stream today. So I set up the stream. But then by the time I got the because I always stream at 11, and then I streamed Fortnite for an hour and a half, and now this stream, which is it's only been going for 12 minutes, but I hope that's going to go for a little bit longer. If I do go outside, it's going to be at like 3 or 4, and since it's the winter, the sun's going to start turning down. I don't really want to be outside when it's really if it's dark, and so it's kind of a pain, and everything's gonna be closed by then, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. But I mean, I'll still go outside. I might not take as long as a walk. I might still take a relatively long walk. I don't know. I'll just have to see how I'm feeling. Because another thing about going outside here, especially in the city, is you go out. You're like, oh man, I wish I was outside. I wish I was doing stuff. I wish I was like out there exploring the world. And then you go outside and you're out there for like 15 minutes. You're like, okay, I'm done. I don't like this place actually. This isn't very good. I don't enjoy this. Let me go back inside. But you have to continuously remind yourself, right? That's like, actually, it's not that good outside. We can spawn a new minion. What's our minion roulette looking like today? Oh, I don't get it. Never mind. That's my plan. That's at least my plans for the rest of the day. I don't even know if we're gonna get 1 level up for this stream. I'm already almost done with the coffee. What do we get? Oh, we get Brickman. Brickman from the famous Dragon. Why am I forgetting the name? Dragon Quest series. I almost said Dragon Age. It was like very, very close to saying Dragon Age. No, I'm tempted to play Dragon Age. I own Dragon Age Origins and I own Dragon Age 2. I do not own Dragon Age Inquisition, but I get it through Xbox Game Pass. I don't know how much longer it's going to last. It might have already been removed, honestly. I don't know. But I wanted to play that one because I thought it'd be funny to play, because you can't really take that game very seriously because there's not really that much to do. But I wanted to play Dragon Age Inquisition at least to the point where it was like, okay, now we're no longer at them trying to tell a story. Now it's literally just like Ubisoft shit. Because it does get to a point where it's like now they're just not even attempting a story. It's just like go to the dots and like complete stuff. And I went to play the story part on stream. I thought that would have been funny. I might still do it. You guys already know there's so many games, and eventually we'll get. My hope is that one day we'll get to everything, but that's gonna be a day that's very far off now. A day where I'm struggling to find games I want to play on the stream. There's just I have 500 games on my Steam library. Most of them I want to play. I have a ton of games on Xbox Game Pass, a ton of which I want to play, and those ones are even worse because those are timed, so I only have certain amounts of time to play them, for the most part. And then I have, and then all these emulated games too, games that you can emulate, like old games, that also seem very fun. And instead I am playing Fortnite 7-Eleven Tycoon on a weekend. So it's gonna take a while, basically, is what I'm trying to say. It will take some time until we get there. But I'm hoping we'll have it eventually. Alright, so the coffee's done. We're actually gonna make good time here. This is gonna be very sad. I had intended for the main feature of today to be Final Fantasy XIV, but I might turn around here, and the main feature might have been Fortnite, and the smaller epilogue section might be Final Fantasy XIV. Because like I said, I do want to go outside at some point today. So, the best time I'm going to be able to do it is if the stream is only 30 minutes, then I'm going to get out at 1:30, which is not nearly as bad. So I might just do that. So I'm going to drink the water up until 1 p.m. Or, well, I can try 3 p.m. because I'm going to be on a long walk. I'm probably not going to be back until 3 p.m. anyway. So we'll go for I'll drink till 3 p.m. I'm at 7 a.m. so don't worry. Stream's still going to be on for a while. But I did want to do, and it's so hard to block off time too. At least for streams, because as you can predict, streams I do as a hobby. I don't get any money from streaming. So I can't really like just block off like, oh, today we're gonna do 12 hours of me trying to hit level 90 Botany while I watch Nuke's top 5 videos in the background. That would be really funny. I don't know if it would get any viewers, but I have other things, paid things that are actually important that I get paid money to do that I don't really want to do. I don't really want to skimp on those to do a 12-hour long Botany Final Fantasy XIV live stream that I don't think many people would be interested in, even if you were a Final Fantasy XIV player. Because I don't know if you could notice, but for the past 30 minutes, all I've been doing is going to the same 4 deposits and getting carrots over and over again. This isn't exactly the most... Now, take in mind, I was doing this for... If I had the Nuke's top 5 in the corner, or actually what I wanted to do, I noticed that a Source Brew released their 12-hour long Lost Media Iceberg, and I thought that was really funny, and I wanted to have this down in the background. That's why I said specifically 12-hour long live stream. So we just start the live stream at the beginning of the video. And then by that time, I don't know, I assume maybe I have about 12 hours until I hit level 90 for Botany. I thought that would be really funny if that's how that happened. But I don't know if that's great. I may AFK at some point because I'm drinking a ton of water, so I might need to pee. I was gonna change the AFK. Oh god. I was gonna change the AFK. The AFK stuff. Because I don't really use the opening or the outro anymore. I know, very sad. But what I was gonna do is because the AFK, so the AFK song right now is Your Wing from Timothy Orchestra, but the outro for videos is Good Morning by Timothy Orchestra. So I want to make it a little bit more more diverse, because that's the same song. That's two songs from the same artist on the same album. And I have some good ideas of what a good AFK song would be. I had them written down somewhere, so I may change the AFK song to something else. Of course, the Good Morning by Timothy Orchestra used to be the opening, the intro song to this stream, but we changed it with Power of Love by Aiko, which I do get copyright flagged for having, which is why I don't play it anymore. Even though I do like that intro. I need to think about it. I want to kind of redo some parts of the intro. I don't know. I could do Aiko for the I could do Aiko for the AFK instead. Would be fine. The good thing about using Japanese artists is that they flag your video, but they don't take away any like ad revenue or anything like that, or like block your video anywhere. They just flag it, which is fine. I don't care. So I don't know what song. I don't remember now, but I'm thinking about it. I don't remember what song I want to change the AFK thing to. I also just want to change the AFK pick stuff, because it's just a picture from like Unsplash or whatever of like a coffee. It's like very boring, especially in comparison to the intro and the video outro. I wanted to do something similar, where it was a person or something, like an anime character in like a real world scenario, just like all the other stuff, so it all kind of fits together. But I don't know exactly what that would have looked like. Oh, okay. You know what? It's time for another minion. Let's do it. What are we gonna get this time? Black Chocobo Chick. So boring. You disappoint me again, Minion Roulette. Oh, but we got the Black Chocobo. How fitting. I haven't checked out my Island Sanctuary in a while. I haven't done an Island Sanctuary stream. I was going to do, at some point, story content, because at this point, I'm very behind in the story. Honestly, I don't care though. They're doing the midpoint between two arcs. I was watching, I saw some of this stuff on Dawn Trail. It definitely seems like a filler episode as they move into a different arc. All the Void stuff that I did play was like not interesting, so I just gave up on that story. And then the Dawn Trail stuff looks whatever. I'll still play we'll play Dawn Trail. We'll play Dawn Trail on stream. I'll try to play Dawn Trail on stream. I don't know when it comes out. I think it's next year, which is good. I don't want it to come out too soon. Although, of course, I say that now, but by the time it does come out, it's gonna be like, oh shit, it's already out. I'm feeling it's gonna be the same way with Rebirth, because my plan is to finish a remake before Rebirth comes out on PS5, but after Final Fantasy 16 comes out on Steam. So the idea is that, like, oh, I finished Remake, and then Rebirth. I finished Remake right when Rebirth releases on PS5, and then I play Final Fantasy 16 as Rebirth is still going. And then by the time I finish Final Fantasy 16, that might beat a couple of Final Fantasy games within that time. Rebirth will be on PC, and then I'll play Rebirth on PC. But I'm not playing it on PS5 because I'm not buying a fucking $700 doorstop for no reason. For a bunch of stupid timed exclusives that I don't want. I already have so like I've told you already on this stream. There are so many games I want to play. I don't need more. Okay, I don't even know how I would, because if I bought a PS5, it'd be specifically for streaming purposes. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this too, because I still have the PS3 and the PS4, and they're in the living room, but they never get any use because why would I if I'm streaming? Not so. Here's how I play games now. 50% of the time, and this is always the first time I play a game at this point. The first time I ever play a game, it's going to be on stream for the most part. So first impressions is always on stream. Then afterwards, if it's a very streamable game, I keep streaming it. Or if I decide I want to keep playing it off stream, I do it on the Steam Deck. I don't do it on the consoles because I don't have there's no Steam. I can't play my Steam games on a console. So what's the point of using one of the PS4 or the PS3 or whatever? But what I could do, I'm gonna sneeze. No, what I could do though with that is I could bring the PS3 and the PS4 in here and then stream those. So streaming on the PS4 is pretty trivial unless they got rid of those features, in which case that would be really sad. But streaming on the PS3 I think requires an Elgato capture card or some sort of capture card, so that one might be a little bit harder, but it could all still happen, sort of. And there's also my 3DS that I never use ever because once again I have all the 3D. I just have all the 3DS games on all the 3DS games now on the Steam Deck. So there's no point in playing those games on the Steam Deck if I already have or there's no point on playing them on original hardware if I already have them on the Steam Deck, basically. Except if it's something where I already started a save, like New Leaf. I don't have New Leaf on Steam Deck, but I do have New Leaf on the 3DS. Not that I play New Leaf very often. I actually hate that game. I don't like it either. But you can miss me with that Animal Crossing shit. I only play Harvest Moon and Rune Factory, buddy. I do have a Rune Factory stream actually on the our Rune Factory save on the 3DS. That reminds me too. There are a few games that I've never played on stream that I will probably never play on stream, but I do play a lot just by myself. Harvest Stella is one of them. So Harvest Stella is the Rune Factory clone made by Square Enix, and that game's really fun actually. That game is very underrated. And I have been playing a lot of that game. I don't play it on stream, and I don't have any intention to play on stream because it'd be kind of weird. Like I'm 20 hours in. It's like wouldn't really make any sense at this point. It would be too far gone. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Yeah, whatever. You missed like the first 5 hours. Who cares? Just watch them on. Just watch the fucking Rad Brad video on it or something. The but I Harvest Stella. I mean, another thing though is that Harvest Stella doesn't really have a story. It's just like gameplay stuff. And I think that's harder too, because if it's like so much gameplay, I don't know. It's also just not really a streamable game. It's just like, oh, let me work on my farm. Let me do my farm dailies. Okay, let me do whatever quest line I'm currently working on. Okay, let me do this dungeon. Like it's not really a stream game per se. If it was a stream game, it would be kind of like this, where this is kind of just like a filler stream as we go into the new week. It'd be stuff like that. So I'm not quite sure if I would ever stream, but I really enjoy Harvest Stella. I've been playing a lot of it. So that's one game. That's an example of a game that I play on Steam Deck a lot that you never see on stream. I've also been playing. I mean, if we're talking more about games we haven't seen on stream in a while, the two games we played for Charity Week, Trails in the Sky and Persona 3, where I'm still going at them. Trails in the Sky is really fun, actually. The more I play it, the more I enjoy it. I feel like the first impressions on stream wasn't like the greatest example of that game now that I've actually gotten to playing it. I still don't think it would be a great streaming game. It really is just like a kind of chill, like, you know, play on the Steam Deck, you know, just get some stuff done, do some levels, whatever. Same thing with Persona 3. I really like playing Persona games, and I would like to play a couple of them on stream. I feel like because I do want to see if I can finish Persona 3 on Steam Deck by myself before I get to Persona 4 or Persona 5. But I feel like if we went into Persona 4, Persona 5, well, we'd be doing them in order. So we'd do Persona 4 Golden first, and then we would do Persona 5 Royal, like 5 years later. And I would like to play those games in their entirety on stream. Persona 3 is kind of the oddball because that one was the transitionary period, right? Between Persona 2 and Persona 4, where they're starting to get the feel of Persona 4, but it's not like, I feel like most people would agree that Persona 3 is not the best game of the bunch. I really like Persona 3, and I have plans to beat it, but I don't know if it needs to be streamed per se. If I just tell you guys that, hey, I beat Persona 3, I haven't beat it yet, but I'm getting there. I'm still getting back to the point. I think I'm pretty close to where I was on my Xbox Game Pass save. So I'm getting to that point. And yeah, I mean that's kind of where I'm going. And I played very little Persona 4, but I know also that Persona 4 is supposed to be the best one. Persona 4 Golden, I guess, specifically is supposed to be the best Persona game. And I would like to play that entire game on stream. I played very little of it. I own it on PS2, but I played very, very little of it. And then by that point, you know, going through all that's going to take me like 20 years to beat that game, especially if I'm doing it on stream. 20 years of playing. And then once we get to Persona 5 Royal, so I got about 75% done with the original Persona 5. Like, I got very close to just finishing that game. But then I got Persona 5 Royal and I got it on Steam Deck. Then wasn't tied to a console. So I just decided to play that instead. And that's another one where it's like, yeah, I want to do a full playthrough on stream. I feel like that'd be pretty fun. I could see there's a couple of RPG, like the really important RPGs, I could see me playing the whole thing through, like Final Fantasy VII Remake, of course, unless it starts getting really dull at some point. Like maybe once you get towards the ending, once we get past the Aerith bit and we get towards the ending, it's like, oh, okay, now this is where the game gets to shit. Maybe we don't have to stream the rest of this. But like Persona 4 Golden, I feel like we could play all of on stream. And some of them, yeah, I want to return some of the Falcom games. So Trails in the, I don't think we'll see a return of Trails in the Sky on stream, but I would like to play the other games on here, like Ys and the other Legend of Heroes games, to play them all on stream. Maybe as one-offs. I don't know if we would play. It's gotta be like, because if a game, in order for a game to be retained on stream, for me to keep playing it on stream after the first impressions, it's gotta be like, it can't just be good, it also has to be streamable, right? So like, I really enjoyed Trails in the Sky, and that's why I kept playing it by myself. But there's not a whole lot to like react to. There's not a whole lot of like, it's mostly just completing quests, getting items, leveling up, like very basic RPG stuff. There's not a lot of drama or intrigue. There's not a lot of, you know, things constantly going on that I can really like commentate on, right? It's got to be a game where it's like you're constantly talking. So like, for example, the reason that we kept playing. Oh, here's a great example actually. I can really talk about this. Because on the same day, on Halloween Day, we played Resident Evil 2 and Project Zomboid. And Resident Evil 2 kept going, but Project Zomboid didn't. Right? And I don't hate Project Zomboid. I think it's a pretty enjoyable game. It's not a game I would play every day. Like, it's not really a game that you beat. Right? It's just a game that you play every once in a while. That game, it's very open-ended. It's just like you're collecting items. You're kind of like learning the mechanics as you go. You're trying not to get eaten by zombies. You know, it's permadeath, so you start a new save every time. It's like, this is enjoyable, but there's not really too much for me to talk about. Especially with that game, there's long periods where like nothing's happening. Kind of like leveling Botany in Final Fantasy XIV. Now that I think about it. But there's long periods in which nothing really is happening. So it's like, there's not really much I can talk about in this game, right? In Resident Evil 2, it's way different. Because first of all, that game's very cinematic, so there's always stuff that's like, there's always stuff that's appealing to the eyes visually that's going on all the time. But then also there's always stuff like, you know, oh, there's a screamer coming up, or like, oh no, how do I finish this puzzle? Or like, oh god, I'm getting trapped by zombies. Like there's always something to talk about in that game, which is why it's a good stream game. I feel like. I like I said, I don't know if I'll beat it. Oh, you know, thinking of RPGs that I can play on. So in terms of, like I said, in terms of first impression streams, everything gets a first impressions pass, in my opinion. So first impression JRPGs that are high up on the list, like I said, Ys is going to keep going, Legend of Heroes is going to keep going, Xenoblade Chronicles, definitely on the list. Paper Mario I have never played, but I intend to play it on stream. The Super Mario RPG, not the remake, but the original, we'll play it on stream. Final Fantasy VI. I don't know if I'll do Chrono Trigger. So I have played Chrono Trigger, and I've beaten Chrono Trigger, and I thought it was okay. It didn't like really grab me. It wasn't like a game that I was like really obsessed with. So I don't know if I would redo that on stream. But like Final Fantasy V, a lot of Final Fantasy games. Like I said, if we gotta wait for Final Fantasy 16 to come out on PC or Rebirth to come out on PC, we've got games. I've never, believe it or not, I have never played, ever, never once in my life played Final Fantasy 9. I've never played, I think I've played every single mainline, not the spin-offs, but every single mainline Final Fantasy game except 9 I have not played. And I own it, like I have it, I just haven't played it. Yeah, I've even played Final Fantasy 11. So I really think that's the only one that, well, to clarify, I haven't played Final Fantasy 16 because it's not on PC yet. But there's a good reason for that one, and it just came out. Oh, we're about to get a ding. Hold on. We're about to get a ding. This is important. Gotta stop talking here. I think with this one, yep. So I got to at least 83, which I didn't really. I said I would get to 84. I still have a lot of water left, though. This water thing turned out to be a lot more water than I was expecting. So yeah, there's a lot of Final Fantasy games I want to play. I want to replay Final Fantasy 15. I got pretty close to 100%ing Final Fantasy 15 on PS4, but I want to play it on Steam. And that one, I played a little bit of it off stream, but I think I'll just start with that save because that game has no. That's another Phantom Pain sort of scenario where you can. I can kind of hop you in and hop you out of what's going on. It doesn't really matter. You just get in and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's doing this. It's not really a game where you have to pay attention to the story very much. Speaking of other, there's a couple of other ideas I wanted for streams. I want to move into fighting games. Let's stop talking about JRPGs, start talking about fighting games. Like I said, a lot of games I want to play on stream. And that was just JRPGs. That's not even counting Sieg RPGs, which are also games that I want to play, which I don't. No, we played Baldur's Gate 1 on stream, right? Oh no, we played Divinity Original Sin. And like I said, I still have the intention. The plan is similar to the Persona sort of thing going on. I want to do first impressions on Original Sin 2. Well, that won't be a first impressions because I've played that before. In fact, I'll probably just use my same save. The save that I have been doing. Because that's another one where I feel like a hop in, hop out sort of thing isn't like the worst thing that could ever happen, especially if it's just going to be a one-time stream. I intend on still playing Original Sin 2. I intend on playing Baldur's Gate 1 and Baldur's Gate 2, and then finally culminating in a Baldur's Gate 3 run, which hopefully by that point they would have fixed most of the issues with that game. Because that game is still very buggy, even though conceptually it is nice. And that one might be a full run. Because that game's actually not that long. And it might be surprising, because you might think it's long, but I got like maybe 20 hours in, I am already almost at the end of Act 2. So it's not very, unless Act 3 is like really long. But I got near the end of Act 2 on 20 hours, and it didn't, like, people were saying that game's like 100, 200 hours long, like Original Sin 2. It did not feel very long at all. And I was doing all the stuff I could that wasn't, like, breaking on me. Although, well, there were a lot of quests and stuff that broke on me when I was playing Baldur's Gate 3, so maybe that does explain it. But oh well. There's that. I want to play Cyberpunk. I'm sorry, I'm talking about CRPGs, but I want to play, I'm talking about fighting games. So off stream, and neither of these games are fighting games, but I do want to talk about them. Off stream, I've been playing a lot of Dissidia. The original, I still have not started playing Dissidia 12 because I really wanted to play Dissidia. I really want to beat Dissidia original because I never got around to it, even though I have a save of like 200 hours in that game. That's on my original PSP. On the Steam Deck, I'm trying to build up my characters again. I got once again, ironically, a Zidane main, which is why I remembered about all this stuff while I was talking about the Final Fantasy IX stuff. Got a Zidane main. I really, really enjoy it. I think that's the best. That's like one of my favorite games of all time, Dissidia. Honestly, it's a game that I forget about a lot, but it's a game that's like easily one of the best games ever made, in my opinion. And I've never played 12, and 12's supposed to be even better, but I've never played it because I have this OCD connection of like I've got to beat the original before I can play 12. So anyway, there's that. I've also been playing a lot. And this is a game I kind of wish I played on stream because my first reactions to a lot of the stuff of this game is I feel like would be very entertaining to a lot of people. Be kind of similar to the Fortnite stream, honestly. I've been playing a lot of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I have not touched Smash Bros. I've played. I got the thing of like you play a game with a couple of people, and the people who play the game are really like strict and harsh with how they play it. And then you play the game by their rules, and you're like, wow, this game fucking sucks. No items, flat stage, only a couple of characters. This game is ass. I don't want to play this. And so you get a bad impression about the game itself. And so that was way back. I haven't, like, Brawl, I think. I played it, and I was like, this sucks. I don't want to play this. This game looks dumb. And so I ignored all the news about Smash Bros. Or anything about that since that occasion, because it's like, oh, this game's not for me. And I decided, because I had a Steam Deck, I wanted to download a bunch of Switch games on there, and what is the pinnacle of Switch games but Smash Bros. Ultimate? So I started playing Smash Bros. Ultimate, and holy shit, there were so many weird fucking characters and like stuff to unlock, and there's like a trading card game where you get like a bunch of, they're called spirits, and it's like these really fucking obscure characters from like Japanese regional locked games that are released in like 1995, and it's such a crazy experience. The game itself, it's still like, it's like kind of fun, but it's mostly just like unlocking stuff, seeing the crazy things that happen. And I really kind of wish I played it on stream, but of course it's on my Steam Deck. It would be kind of a pain to get that stuff all transferred over to a streaming setup. But it's a fun game. I've really turned around on it. I wish I could stream it. I wish I could get my first impressions, but at this point I'm deep enough into the game where I kind of know everything that's going to happen. But we'll have other there's plenty of other games that I have never touched that are very important that I would probably have that same reaction to. They can't worry about too. Hey, some people never stream their reactions to anything. Think about that. Some people aren't assholes who insist everything being documented and archived like I do. I don't even stream this to get an audience. I've talked about this on stream multiple times. I don't give a shit that there's 0 viewers. The whole point of doing this is to archive things. I prefer myself. I pretty much use this as like a notepad or like a backloggery entry. I don't even give a shit about people watching this, like at all. That's the only reason I do all this stuff is to entertain myself. I watch my own videos. I watch my own shorts. I live stream so I can archive my first reactions to things when I play games, and to also manage my backlog to make sure that I'm playing the games that I mean to play. All that sort of stuff. I don't even care about like YouTube subscribers or viewers or any of that shit. I do well. I mean, this is in the second channel, so it actually does make sense to have all this stuff here. But I just started streaming on here because I got a bunch of more subscribers from the Jerba stuff. But it didn't seem like I get. It doesn't actually, now that I'm deep into it, it doesn't seem like I've been given any bias of like, oh, you have 600 or so subscribers, so now your videos get more views than the stuff that would be on your other channel. It actually doesn't seem like that happens, which is interesting. But like I said, yeah, I'm not super. I don't really care about that shit. It's literally, if you've ever been curious, if you've ever clicked on this channel and you're like, why does this guy have so many lives and so many videos and so many shorts when he barely has any subscribers or views? That's the reason. It's literally all just for me. This entire channel is just for me and no one else. But I keep it public because, I mean, it doesn't hurt to have viewers, right? Doesn't have this stuff all locked up by myself and just have like a bunch of recordings of me like talking to myself. That can be kind of weird. It's just like, yeah, you might as well just keep it public. And I hope the only problem though then is that since it is public, you're at the mercy of, say, YouTube or the rules and regulations of the road. But I don't really say anything too controversial anyway. I think it should be fine. I do have the archive channel. And some of the stuff that gets put on the archive is a little bit controversial. But I figure, and that's what the Patreon's for, right? The Patreon is for videos. Those are for archived videos that I'm just not allowed to put on YouTube. But then I have a great excuse to make them paid content because they're technically quote unquote banned videos, which means that they're worth more. And so that's why I had the comedy page on Patreon. I guess I can also talk about because I was doing Cabana. I guess I should talk about the Patreon series that unfortunately did not go very far. Culture Critic and Cabana have not been done for a while, and it's not because I've given up on the Patreon. I wanted to say that first. The Patreon has not been given up on. The reason is because Astukri's Cabana ended up being Shiodoja, the website, which is just free, and Culture Critic is turning it to something else, which I think makes more sense for the context of a Patreon channel. I want to do like a sort of more structured series on a bunch of different stuff. I have plans to talk about either stuff that I find interesting or stuff related to JBR, my actual business. And my plan is to make those longer videos and to upload them onto YouTube. Potentially, if I ever get finished with this stuff. To potentially have all that stuff. But then kind of release them in chapters. So almost like an early access thing. And the early access stuff, the early videos, go onto the Patreon. and then you only get it for free once everything's already done. So almost like the opposite of Boys and Girls Part 2, the book that's currently coming out on astugari.com, where you can read the chapter, the early release chapters now for free, but once they all get finished, then the whole book becomes paid. But I feel like that works for the at least the system that's on. Because if you have a finished video and you make that Patreon, but all the chapters are free, I feel like that's kind of weird. But if it's a book, I feel like that makes more sense, right? Because so here's an example. If it's a long YouTube video, if it's a long YouTube video essay, you usually always assume that you can just watch that for free. But the chapter, like the work in progress, the behind the scenes, is assumed to be a paid feature. Those are the default assumptions for if you're doing something on YouTube, right? Or like YouTube videos. But if you're doing writing, the assumption is, so for example, on some of these more non-fiction blogs, like James Clear, for example, the blog posts themselves are free, so the little snippets and segments of what the book is are all free, but then the structured book itself is always paid, and that's the assumption there. So I feel like segregating them in that way actually does make a lot of sense, and that's why I have that all set up that way. Anyway, I'm still, the water, there's a lot more water than I thought was going to be on this. But I don't know how much more I have to say, and we've been doing this for an hour, and like I said, I still want to go outside. So I think I'm going to cut this at an hour. I think we're going to wait, at least, until I get to the hour mark, and then I'm going to touch grass. This has been a while, and I need to do that. So we're gonna do that soon. But has been this stream. It's been another Botany podcast. I'm noticing. I kind of want to edit up the Botany pod. I actually think these have been kind of comfortable conversations. This is almost like a separate little Monday morning coffee going on here on the secret Botany streams. So I might write that down to go and check these. I also kind of want to edit that Fortnite video into like a grandpa plays Fortnite sort of thing. But yeah, those are the plans. So in case you were curious about the Patreon, all the stuff that's been on the Patreon for right now is going to stay on the Patreon, so I'm not going to release Culture Critic for free or anything. And I mean, if you've seen Culture Critic or Stickers come out, you know why I'm not releasing it on YouTube. But I think it's going to be the same thing where it's like if it's banned from YouTube, or if I'm playing like Meat and Fuck or whatever, obviously it's going to have to be on Patreon. And maybe like a censored shorter version on YouTube, kind of similar with how we did Sims 4 and what was the other? Oh, this is Oppenheimer and Barbie. I keep forgetting about that video. So it's gonna be like that. The series Kabana is now gonna be Chio Doja, which is available for free. You can go to that website right now, chiodoja.wordpress.com. It's gonna be more seen once we get that page rolling. It's no longer on a WordPress domain, a free WordPress domain. Oh god, I'm like congested now. I don't know how that happened. I got like congested over the point of this entire video or live stream. And then yeah, I mean, yeah. So I mean, I'm still working on the live stream to a video funnel. If people are watching this, hey, if you do watch these, and if there is a stream that you wish was turned into a video that I have not mentioned yet, let me know, and I will convert that into a video. Since there's nobody who watches these, your opinion matters a lot more. Like, if there's just one person who comments, I wish you edited the, I don't know, what's the dumb, shitty stream that I did? I want you to edit the armchair murder mystery segment. Then, you know, well, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna have to. Because the one person who watches this told me to. Okay, So I'm gonna go down to I'm gonna go down and sell all these carrots. How many carrots have we got? 345. Jesus. Well, that gave me, that was an entire level and a half, I think, in an hour. So honestly, it probably will be 12 hours. We will probably be able to watch that entire Source and Brew video if I ever do that. Okay, let me go down to good old Gridania, which I know is a little bit more expensive than going to Novriet. But I have this place memorized a lot better. Oh, I always go to Gridania to sell stuff. It's my hometown in the lore, okay? As a Makoti, however you fucking pronounce this racist name. It just works. Okay, it just works. Let me see here. I also need to go outside just to, well, I need to go outside to get some steps in. So currently at 3,000 steps of my 8,000 steps. That's a good important reason to go outside. And also to get some fresh air and stop getting so congested. It's gotta be an indoor thing if I had to guess. Okay, summoning bell. Let me see. Ooh, no, none of my stuff sold, did it? None of it? No. I think I was selling 2 stacks, so some of it sold, right? Okay, good. 38. It must have fallen even more after now I'm the one tanking the market. Jesus. Okay, let's see here. Oh God, now it's up to 245. Holy fuck! You're really gonna make me do this? Okay, what if I did? That first at 245. I'm gonna sell 240. 230. I want to stay. I don't want to lose too much money. I'm gonna stay pretty close to the bottom here. 230. And last one. 225. Yeah. So once you start getting to the 200s for these late game items, it's like, oh Jesus, that sucks. I don't want to have my shit sell for that low. But anyway, okay, these are fine. These are fine prices. I'm almost at 2 million again. I think by the time I hit 2 million, I'll be able to just buy the whole set, because I'm still wearing like Storm. This is still Stormblood stuff, I'm pretty sure. Oh, the upgrade to the Endwalker set. I think I have the Endwalker set for oh, I need a, oh shit, I need to repair stuff. Hold on. I gotta repair all this. Yeah, what does my miner set look like? Of course, on miner I have level 90. I must have bought for my miner. I must have bought everything. So can I get? Ooh, wait a minute. Oh shit! I just got an upgrade. Update that gear set. Yeah, because I leveled up. I still look like I changed a bunch of stuff. I still look like the Stormblood characters. I don't know what happened. On miner then. This saved, right? Okay, yeah, I know how to upgrade this. On miner. Where's my miner? I'm blind. There's so many. Okay, there we go. Oh, I actually look very similar. Okay. Yeah, this is level 90. Interesting. So it's actually, so the hat. So I'm actually pretty close, I think, to where I need to be for. Oh, you know what? Let me repair all this stuff because it's here. I might as well. While I'm here, I think all the So obviously the pickaxe and stuff can't be used for botanists, but I think, like the outfit and everything, I think this is all fine for botanist use. So I might be able to reuse some of this stuff once I get to this level. All right, but for right now, we're still looking quite Stormbloody. The axe is cool though. I think the axe is Shadowfingers. All right, that's gonna be it. Oh, we're right at. Okay, I'm gonna wait until we hit exactly a minute, and then I'm gonna stop the stream. But thank you guys for watching. One last minion roulette. Get the stupid black chick out of my face. Wide-eyed fawn. That is no better. In fact, some might argue that's even worse. I want this guy. What is this guy from? This is Shadowbringers, right? He looks Shadowbringers-esque. I don't know where he's from. I don't know what arc he would be from. Because he's not from Nier. Because I have all the Nier stuff. Interesting. I don't know. Okay, we've had an hour. Thank you for watching. Grandpa plays Fortnite and Final Fantasy 14. Next week, or sorry, tomorrow, we'll do Monday Morning Coffee with a game duel and Armchair Detective segment, and then moving into Resident Evil 2 will be all tomorrow. A lot of stuff to look forward.